Have you ever wondered why some people work themselves to the bone? Sweating, sacrificing their youth, chasing money without rest, and still live paycheck to paycheck, buried in debt and worry, while others seem to barely try. Yet money flows toward them naturally. Opportunities keep knocking, and their lives just keep expanding into comfort and ease. Is it just luck, or is there a secret most people have never been told? The answer, according to the book we're about to explore together, lies in a truth that sounds almost too simple. Money does not follow hard work. It does not obey the number of hours you grind. Money follows energy. The energy you put out into the world. You were meant to find the source 369. Close your eyes. You may drift to sleep. Your subconscious will listen for you. This is not just a meditation. This is a special kind of energy. Once you hear it, once you allow your mind to relax and let go, miraculous things will begin to find you. You don't need to try. You don't need to understand or analyze. You simply need to allow wealth, love, health, and success to enter your life in the most natural way possible. Let this meditation do its work. Let your sleep become the gateway for the best things life has to offer. Money is a concentrated form of energy. When your inner energy aligns with prosperity, when your thoughts and emotions resonate with abundance, money flows toward you naturally, the way a river finds the sea. This might sound strange to the way most of us were raised. We grew up hearing, work hard, save every penny, worry about tomorrow. Family, society, and school all planted the same belief that wealth is scarce, and the only way to get ahead is to sacrifice your youth and health for a paycheck. But this book asks you to pause and question whether that belief is actually true. It offers a completely different way of seeing scarcity. It says, is an illusion. Like a traveler dying of thirst in the desert, not knowing that just a few feet beneath his feet runs an underground river, deep and full. He doesn't die because there's no water. He dies because he doesn't know it's there. Our lives work the same way. The universe's abundance is always surrounding us, always available. The problem isn't that wealth doesn't exist. It's how we're looking. When a mind is programmed for lack, it only sees lack. When you believe in abundance, you start noticing doors opening all around you. Modern science is beginning to confirm what mystics said thousands of years ago. Matter is not solid or fixed. At the subatomic level, everything is energy and vibration. And this energy responds to human consciousness. When you live in fear, anxiety, and the feeling of not enough, you broadcast a frequency that pushes opportunities away. When you live in trust and inner calm, you broadcast a different frequency, and the flow of wealth begins to find you. Think about it. How many times have you said to yourself, "I can't. I don't have the money. I don't deserve this"? Every one of those statements isn't just a thought. It's an energy signal you send into the universe. And the universe, like a mirror, reflects back exactly what you project. It doesn't judge right or wrong. It just echoes. Plant seeds of lack, and you harvest lack. Plant seeds of abundance, and you harvest abundance. Scarcity is, at its core, a habit of mind. We look at an empty wallet and forget that our minds have the capacity to connect with an infinite supply. We look at our low salary and conclude we'll never be rich, not realizing that creativity, ideas, relationships, and intuition are all doorways to prosperity. When you see life through a narrow lens, life keeps you in that narrow frame. But when you change how you see, the world changes too. This is where the real journey begins. The author reminds us, we don't need to go out searching for abundance. We need to go inward and release the layers of old beliefs that are blocking our vision. All the wealth we seek already exists. The only question is whether we're willing to remove the lens of scarcity and finally see the river that's been flowing beneath our feet all along. In this book, each chapter is like a door swinging open, leading you from illusion to truth, from lack to fullness, from not knowing to clarity. And the greatest secret the author wants to share is this: you don't need to chase money. Because when you align with the energy of wealth, money is what will come chasing you. Part 1. The illusion of material scarcity. Since the beginning of time, humans have lived in fear of not having enough. When our ancestors stepped out of their caves, they were always worried about food, water, and shelter. That fear sank deep into our genes, passed down through thousands of years. And today, even in a world overflowing with resources, we can't shake that feeling of anxiety. We always feel like we don't have enough, that we need to do more, accumulate more, because if we stop, we'll be left behind. But this book offers a completely different perspective. It tells the story of Thomas, a traveler crossing a scorching desert, exhausted, throat burning, eyes blurring from thirst. He was certain death was waiting ahead because there wasn't a drop of water around him. But what he didn't know was that just beneath his feet, under a thin layer of sand, ran a rich underground river. He didn't die from the absence of water. He died from the absence of awareness. We are no different. The world is not scarce. It is an ocean of abundance. Every atom holds enormous energy. The space between atoms is an infinite field of potential where any possibility can take form. The physical matter we can see is only the tip of the iceberg. Behind it lies a vast field of energy that already contains everything we need. The problem is that most of us only stare at the thin layer of dry sand and forget about the river running beneath. Consider Elizabeth. She spent years struggling, always feeling like she was unlucky. In the closet of her small room sat an old box her grandmother had left behind. For months she ignored it, assuming it was worthless papers. One day, while cleaning, she opened it and was stunned to find shares of stock her grandmother had purchased decades ago, now worth millions of dollars. The wealth had always been there, present in her life, but because of her poverty mindset, she'd never thought to look. Only when her perception shifted did she truly touch the abundance that had always been hers. Two stories. One in a desert, one in an attic. Both pointing to the same truth. Scarcity is just a veil. Under that veil, the universe is always full. The key question isn't whether wealth exists. It does. The question is whether you're willing to take off the glasses of scarcity and finally see the underground river flowing right beneath your feet. Part 2. The forgotten wisdom of energy exchange. Money, seen from a deeper perspective, is not simply printed paper or numbers in a bank account. It is the material symbol of something far more subtle. The life energy flowing through people and communities. Ancient civilizations from Babylon to Egypt to Greece all shared the same understanding. Money is just a mirror reflecting the energy people exchange with each other. Over time, this wisdom was forgotten, replaced by the belief that money only comes through hard labor or clever schemes. The book tells of a merchant in ancient Babylon. Though skilled at trading, he couldn't understand why some people grew rich quickly, while others selling the same goods failed completely. The answer came one fateful night when he wandered into an ancient temple and found a clay tablet. Its inscription read, "Money is not a dead object. It is the breath of life. It is the condensed symbol of the same energy that makes flowers bloom, rivers flow, wind blow, and the sun shine. Water always finds the lowest ground. Fire always rises where there is oxygen. And money always flows toward people whose inner energy is open and unblocked. Those who know how to give freely, how to let things move, tend to be the ones who have more. Those who grip tightly, who live in fear and defensiveness, money slowly dries up around them, because flow never accepts being frozen. Caroline was a young artist who spent years laboring over her craft, worrying constantly about pricing and promotion. No matter how hard she tried, her paintings wouldn't sell. Then she read something from an old master painter. Every painting must be soaked in pure creative energy. Caroline began to change. She painted no longer out of financial fear, but from pure joy. From the overflow of her soul, she let her true emotions soak into every brushstroke. Something strange happened. Customers started finding her. People sensed a living energy in her work, and they rushed to buy. Within weeks, Caroline went from struggling to sought after. The lesson is clear. Money doesn't run to those who chase it with cold calculation. It finds those who understand its true nature as energy and are willing to become a clear, open channel for it to flow through. The author offers a simple but powerful practice. Hold a banknote or a coin. Close your eyes and feel the energy moving through it. How many hands has it touched? Then imagine golden light surrounding it. Set an intention that this money will bring prosperity, joy, and value to everyone who touches it. Then spend it with the inner sense that you're releasing a stream of energy programmed to multiply. When you let money flow consciously, you open the channel for wealth to return to you in surprising ways. Part 3. Energy Inheritance. The invisible wealth in your bloodline. When most people think of inheritance, they think of land, houses, money, or stocks passed down through generations. But few realize there is another kind of inheritance. Invisible but far more powerful. It's the beliefs, emotions, and energy frequencies transmitted from ancestors to us. Material wealth can disappear in a few generations, but energetic wealth or energetic poverty can take root in the bloodline and shape how every generation approaches money. The story of Henry, a candle maker, illustrates this perfectly. He worked day and night in his small workshop, hands calloused, face hollow, but never quite getting ahead. Then one day, a stranger arrived with news. Henry was the sole heir to a wealthy family estate. A vast fortune waiting for him. He had spent his whole life believing he was born poor, not knowing that a stream of prosperity had always belonged to him. This is true for all of us. Each person is born carrying an energetic inheritance, a prosperity code from the universe. It is our spiritual birthright. But over time, that code gets buried under layers of limiting beliefs. Phrases like "money doesn't grow on trees," "we can't afford it," or "you have to sacrifice your whole life to get ahead" become silent spells, repeated until they sink into the subconscious and block the natural flow of abundance. The author calls these invisible contracts left by our ancestors. At some point in the past, perhaps grandparents had to swear to live humbly to stay safe, or accepted sacrifice to protect their family. Those unspoken vows carry their energy forward through generations. And as a result, many people today keep repeating the same difficult financial patterns no matter how hard they try to break free. Margaret, a simple seamstress, found a strange necklace while going through her grandmother's things. From the moment she put it on, remarkable things began happening. Business opportunities appeared, contracts came in, money she thought was lost returned. The necklace wasn't magic. It was a symbol that awakened the prosperity inheritance already in her blood, dissolving the invisible walls that had held her back for generations. When a person dares to declare, "I am worthy of prosperity," they are doing more than saying an affirmation. They are cutting a long chain of poverty beliefs in the family line, rewriting the energy contract for generations to come. The author suggests a powerful ritual. Imagine standing before thousands of ancestral faces. Say to them, "I honor the journey you walked, but I am returning the fears and limiting beliefs that no longer serve this generation. I choose to move forward, claiming the prosperity inheritance that has always belonged to us." When you speak these words, you are not just freeing yourself. You are releasing an entire stream of energy that has been stuck for many lifetimes. Part 4. The Inner Treasure. The doorway to true prosperity. In the search for wealth, people often look outward. We chase business strategies, investment opportunities, and get-rich-quick promises. Many people spend entire lifetimes wandering the world like gold prospectors, hoping to one day hit the vein. But the book's message here is beautifully simple. The real treasure is not out there. It lives inside you. James spent decades traveling through dry deserts, dangerous jungles, frozen mountains, and endless seas, searching for a legendary treasure. He spent his strength and lost his fortune, returning home in defeat. Then one day, while gardening in front of his house, he accidentally dug up a precious stone. The deeper he dug, the more he realized that his small piece of land sat on top of one of the largest diamond mines in the region. He had wasted his entire life searching outside while the treasure was right beneath his feet. How many times have you thought you'd be happier if only you had a different job, a different city, a different investment? The truth is, the abundance you're looking for isn't out there. It's inside you. Your consciousness is a direct doorway into the universe's infinite treasure. Just as a tiny seed contains the complete blueprint to become a vast forest, your consciousness already holds the design for unlimited prosperity. But like a seed, it needs to be planted in fertile soil and nurtured with light, water, and patience. A powerful visualization. Close your eyes and imagine walking down a grand staircase inside your mind. At the bottom, you see a door engraved with your personal seal. When you place your hand on it, it swings open. And inside is a room glowing with symbols of wealth, golden light, precious objects. This is your inner treasury. Connecting with this space regularly isn't just imagination. It's how you reprogram your subconscious to recognize the abundance already surrounding you. When you know you already hold an invisible source of wealth within you, you don't have to live in fear. Don't have to frantically chase every opportunity. You act with calm confidence, and that very attitude becomes a magnet, attracting even more. Part 5. The Vibrational Language of Money. There's a truth that often gets ignored. Money doesn't listen to words. It doesn't really follow meticulous plans or complex financial formulas. What it responds to is vibration. The frequency you broadcast every day through your thoughts, emotions, and deep beliefs. Money has its own language, and that language is energy. Samuel was a young musician who spent his life studying music theory, mastering every rule of harmony and technique. Yet despite technically flawless performances, audiences remained unmoved. Meanwhile, less educated artists playing simple melodies made people weep and reach eagerly for their wallets. Samuel couldn't understand it until an old master told him, "You know how to play music, but you don't know how to touch the soul. Music is vibration, not technique. Money is like music. You can have a perfect financial plan, knowing exactly how to save and invest. But if inside you carry fear, doubt, and anxiety, the vibration you emit is still one of lack. And the universe, which only mirrors back energy, will bring you more experiences that reinforce that lack. On the other hand, when you live in gratitude, inner calm, and trust, your vibration is one of wealth. Money is drawn to that frequency the way metal is drawn to a magnet. And here's what's beautiful. This shift doesn't depend on external circumstances. Someone can be financially poor right now and still emit a frequency of abundance. And within a short time, opportunities, work, and relationships will begin to shift to reflect the new inner state. Josephine inherited an old music box from her grandmother. She noticed that every time she opened it in a state of genuine gratitude, within a few days, unexpected opportunities appeared. A new contract, an old friend with a job lead. The music box held no magic. It was the frequency of gratitude she was broadcasting that created resonance with prosperity around her. The universe operates like a vast mirror. It doesn't care what you wish for. It reflects exactly the frequency you're sending out. This is why many people recite positive affirmations and nothing changes. Because they only change the words on the surface, while the vibration underneath stays the same. To truly speak the vibrational language of money, the author suggests the golden note practice. Find a quiet space, close your eyes, and release a long humming sound from your throat. While holding that sound, imagine your body radiating golden light, every cell vibrating in harmony with abundance. Raise your right hand as if receiving a stream of prosperity from the universe. When sound, image, and feeling merge as one, you'll feel a subtle shift inside. That's the moment you're tuning your frequency to align with wealth. Part 6. Releasing ancestral chains. Breaking the inheritance of lack. Sometimes you give everything you've got. You work hard, learn constantly, expand your network, and yet you seem to hit an invisible ceiling. Or just when things are finally going well, a sudden blow wipes out everything you've built. The book says the cause isn't fate. It's the energetic chains unconsciously inherited from our ancestors. Franklin was a hard-working farmer with fertile land and good weather. Yet year after year, his harvests failed. One day, while digging to plant a tree, he unearthed old iron shackles, relics from an ancient time when his land had been a place of imprisonment. An elder explained, "The land remembers that seemingly fertile earth still carries the memory of bondage and suffering, making it hard for prosperity to take root. Just like that land, Each person carries the collective memory of their family line. If ancestors lived in poverty, were oppressed, or made harsh vows to survive, that energy lingers, showing up in the next generations as limiting beliefs. That money requires suffering, that wealth is dangerous, that spiritual life and financial life cannot coexist. Victoria was an energy healer with rare gifts, but she constantly turned away clients or charged so little she couldn't cover her costs. When cleaning out an attic, she found an old document, a vow of poverty made by an ancestor several generations back, who had chosen to renounce material things to preserve spiritual purity. That vow had become an invisible thread binding her entire bloodline for generations. Only when Victoria recognized it, performed a release ceremony, and declared that spirituality and prosperity could coexist did she truly break free. The important thing, our ancestors didn't intentionally leave these limitations for us. In their time, those beliefs may have been the only way to survive. But if we keep carrying them, we miss the opportunity to live fully in the prosperity that is rightfully ours. To release these chains, imagine yourself standing before a circle of ancestors. Look at them with gratitude. Then say gently, "I am grateful for what you endured, but I am returning the burdens that are no longer needed. I choose freedom. I choose prosperity." When you declare this, you are freeing an entire stream of trapped energy that has been stuck for many lifetimes. And you become the one who changes the flow for every generation that comes after you. Part 7, The Financial Alchemy. Transforming consciousness from lack to prosperity. Throughout history, alchemists were obsessed with the idea of turning lead into gold. But looked at more deeply, the alchemical transformation is a metaphor for inner change. Lead represents fear, doubt, limitation, and lack. Gold represents prosperity, light, and awakening. The true goal was never to manufacture physical gold. It was to transform human consciousness from heavy, dense states to high, expansive ones. Albert was a simple blacksmith who felt his life was hollow despite his skill. One night, while cleaning his workshop, he found an old manuscript hidden in the stone wall. It pointed out that every person carries 4 elements within: earth, water, wind, and fire. When these 4 are in disorder, we live in poverty and fear. When they are purified and in harmony, we become a magnet for prosperity. Earth is physical habits. How you manage money, how you treat your body and your living space. If earth is polluted by laziness, reckless spending, or an exhausted body, prosperity struggles to take root. Water is emotion. Fear, jealousy, and shame create blockages. Water that flows heals. Water that stagnates poisons. Wind is thought. Negative, pessimistic, doubting thoughts create heavy air that blocks opportunity. Fire is spirit. Belief, will, and connection to the source of life. When fire is weak, people lose motivation and creative drive. Alchemy teaches that to turn lead into gold, you must purify each element. With earth, build sustainable habits, manage spending, care for your health. With water, heal your emotions. Practice gratitude, forgiveness, and release. With wind, shift your thinking from I can't to I can, from I lack to I am worthy. With fire, reignite your spirit and connect to something larger than yourself. Start by observing your limiting beliefs about money. Write them down, then run them through a process. Identify the belief, trace its origin, choose a new empowering belief, and repeat it daily with strong emotion until it sinks into your subconscious. When all four elements, earth, water, wind, and fire, are in harmony, your life naturally radiates the golden light of abundance. Part 8. The Sacred Covenant with Prosperity. In ancient civilizations, wealth was not just a personal goal. It was seen as a sacred covenant with the universe, a holy commitment between a person and the infinite energy of life. Frederick was a young merchant who felt strangely empty despite his success. One day, he stumbled into a hidden temple and witnessed people performing rituals, not to beg for money, but to declare they would use their wealth to serve the flow of prosperity in their community. Each person made a commitment. Some promised to share their resources, some to invest in knowledge, some to create opportunities for the next generation. And as they did, the stream of abundance naturally found them. This reveals a profound truth. Prosperity is not just a privilege. It is a responsibility. The more abundant you become, the greater that responsibility. Not a burden forced from the outside, but a sacred calling from within. To become a channel through which wealth flows outward. Why does this matter? Because money is energy. And energy only has meaning when it moves. If you grip it tightly for yourself alone, it stagnates and eventually creates fear and suffering. But when you let it flow with clear intention, it returns to you multiplied. This is why the greatest philanthropists are often also the wealthiest. Not because they give because they're rich, but because their willingness to give is what allows prosperity to keep finding them. You can create your own sacred covenant. Write down what you will do with prosperity. What values will it serve? Then write what you are ready to receive. Sign your name below as if signing a holy contract. The power is not in the paper. It's in the vibration you emit when you sign it. When prosperity becomes a sacred commitment, it stops being a destination and becomes a forever companion. Part 9. The Mystical Mathematics of Giving. The secret law of generosity. In the flow of the universe, there exists a different kind of mathematics, the mathematics of giving. A coin you give away doesn't disappear. It becomes a seed planted in an invisible field, destined to return as a bountiful harvest. George was a farmer in a drought region. When his last water supply was down to one small jug, a village elder counseled, "Pour it into the earth. Return it to its source." George hesitated, then did as told. A long rain came, saving not just his farm but the entire region. The lesson: when you hold on out of fear, you close the door. When you dare to give, you open the flow. The universe doesn't know scarcity. It only knows flow and multiplication. Giving is how you join that cycle. But there's an important distinction. Giving that comes from calculation or fear. Giving while secretly hoping to be repaid actually blocks the flow. True generosity must come from a feeling of fullness. I have enough, and I share because I know the universe is always abundant. That vibration is what activates the mystical mathematics. Catherine dropped a few coins into an old village well every morning. She expected nothing in return. She simply treated it as a ritual of gratitude to life itself. Over time, her work became easier. Clients came naturally, and unexpected money began appearing. When asked her secret, she just smiled, "I give, and the universe gives back 10 times over." Make giving a conscious ritual. Choose a proportion, even small but steady. What matters more than the amount is the attitude. Give with joy, with the feeling of fullness. Each time you give, visualize that money as a golden seed being planted in the field of the universe, and trust that the harvest will return. And remember, giving isn't only money. It can be encouragement, time, knowledge shared, or a genuine smile. All of it carries energy. And in the mathematics of the universe, energy always multiplies when it flows. Part 10: The Gateway of Intuition. When sensitivity becomes your compass to prosperity, modern life teaches us to rely on logic and data. But the book reminds us of a deeper truth. Behind every strategy and calculation, there exists an invisible gateway: intuition. If logic is a map, intuition is the compass. Without a compass, you can get lost even holding the most detailed map. Edward was a financial trader who spent years relying on charts and formulas. Then one day, despite every indicator pointing upward, the market collapsed. He nearly went bankrupt. In his darkest moment, an elderly woman said to him, "You see all the shadows, but can you feel the invisible current?" That question woke him up. Edward learned to listen to his inner feeling. The lightness when a decision was right, the heaviness when he was about to go wrong. Within months, he didn't just recover but doubled his wealth, all by following the voice of intuition. Intuition isn't impulse. It's a deep knowing that usually comes with a sense of peace. Even when the decision looks irrational to others, it's like an undercurrent beneath the ocean's surface. You can't see it, but it's the force that carries the ship. How do you restore the gateway of intuition? First, Create quiet space for yourself. Intuition is like a soft voice. You can only hear it when the noise dies down. Second, listen to your body. Intuition often shows up physically. A tightening in the stomach when a decision is wrong, a gentle opening in the chest when it's right. Third, keep an intuition journal. Every time you have a gut feeling, write it down. Over time, you'll see that intuition is right far more often than you thought. When your inner compass becomes a true companion, you stop worrying about following others. Prosperity comes in the most natural way possible, because you're moving in the right direction before anyone else even sees the opportunity. Part 11. The subtle architecture of wealthy consciousness. What determines a skyscraper's stability isn't what you can see. It's the foundation buried deep underground. Wealthy consciousness works the same way. Lasting prosperity doesn't come from luck or one-time breakthroughs. It rests on a subtle architecture, a spiritual foundation carefully built in the mind and soul. Walter was an architect who designed technically perfect buildings that felt lifeless. A master told him, "These are the invisible bloodlines. Without them, your buildings will always be soulless." Walter realized that architecture wasn't just shapes. It was the arrangement of energy. Wealthy thinking works the same way. If your mind only contains cramped rooms of worry, doubt, and limitation, prosperity's flow cannot enter. You might earn money, but it will leave quickly because the foundation isn't wide enough to hold it. To build lasting wealth, you need to redesign your inner home. Create open hallways, high ceilings, windows that invite light. How to build it? First, survey the foundation. Sit quietly and imagine your mind as a house. Are you living in a dark, cramped room or a wide, bright mansion? What walls are built from fear or shame? What hallways are blocked by anger or jealousy? Then begin expanding. Imagine knocking down walls of limitation, raising the ceiling, opening new windows. Every time you learn something new, you're adding a room. Every time you release a fear, you're removing a wall. Every time you plant a positive belief, you're adding a pillar. Finally, fill it with light. Gratitude, trust, and generosity are the inner lamps. When you turn them on, your house of consciousness brightens, attracting opportunities, relationships, and money the way a beautiful, open home naturally invites visitors. Part 12. Dissolving the veil. When the material and spiritual become one, for a long time, humanity has held a divided worldview. Spiritual life belongs to a distant realm. Material life belongs to the everyday world. But this book reveals a deep truth. There is no wall separating these two worlds. Material and spiritual are just two faces of the same current. Robert, a merchant in an ancient market, one morning witnessed every transaction glowing with faint energy. Every coin, every item radiated rings of light. He realized that behind every material exchange, there is always a spiritual one. Trust, kindness, or sometimes fear. And it's that energy that determines outcomes, not the numbers on the invoice. This explains why businesses that start small but carry genuine heart grow powerfully, while corporations driven purely by profit eventually become unstable. Look honestly at yourself. How many times have you bought something not because you needed it, but to fill an inner emptiness? How many times have you worked relentlessly while underneath the feeling was fear of not having enough? Those invisible emotions create the material reality you're living in. A simple daily practice: choose a door in your home and treat it as the gateway between two worlds. Each time you walk through it, remind yourself, material and spiritual are one. When you receive money, feel gratitude not just for the number, but for the energy exchange of your effort, intelligence, and belief. When you spend money, visualize it as golden light flowing outward.